everyone, it's Missy and welcome back to my doll's Easter frock. I am going to get started on the dress, and I know this has been a long time in coming. I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the dress. Now the written instructions are linked in the description below, and it's a red heart yarn pattern, and in the pattern they made the dress very colorful. If you want to do that, go for it. That just wasn't my cup of tea. And so I am actually going to take and make the skirt one color to make it more of a textured effect, like this block that's shown here. But I will show you how to do it in kind of a multicolor so you can see the stitches as I work it. However you want to do it, the process is going to be the same. What you're going to need is worsted weight yarn in whichever color or colors you choose. You're also going to need a size F crochet hook or the size needed to obtain the correct gauge, a pair of scissors, and also a tapestry needle. And this is key not only to weave in the ends, but also to sew this project together. So to get started, I'm just going to start with the white yarn, and I'm going to do a white background, and I'm going to make the flower itself a different color. And how you do it is you make a slip knot. So you just make a loop, bring the yarn under like so, insert your hook, and then pull both ends tight. That's a slip knot. Then to start off, we are going to chain two. To chain, you're going to yarn over with your working yarn and pull the loop through that slip knot. So that's one chain. We're going to do that again. Yarn over, pull through. That's your two chains. Now for round one, we're going to single crochet 6 times into this first chain stitch that we made. So all I'm doing is inserting my hook into the chain stitch. I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull that loop through the chain stitch, leaving 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over again, and I'm going to pull that yarn over through both loops on my hook, and now that's a single crochet. So I'm going to do that 5 more times in the same stitch. I'm just rotating my work as I go. I'm going to have to get myself a little bit more yarn. So it almost looks like we have a donut shape. So once you have your 6 single crochet stitches, we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet to form that ring. So all I'm going to do is insert my hook right into this stitch, like so. Just yarn over and pull that yarn over through all the loops on my hook. And that's round 1. Now round 2 is a little bit different, because we are going to be crocheting in the back loop of the stitch. So this loop right here, that's the front loop. This loop is the back loop. So usually when you crochet through both loops. I'm only going to crochet through this back loop like so. So, well, first I'm going to chain 1. And then the pattern says to single crochet twice in each stitch around. So in the first single crochet, I'm going to insert my hook into that back loop. I'm just going to make a single crochet stitch. And then I'm going to insert my hook into that same back loop and make another single crochet stitch. So that's 2 stitches. Moving on to the next one. Again, into the back of that loop. I make 2 stitches. Just going to continue on around. Alright, so now I have my 12 single crochet stitches for round 2. And I always double check, but yep, all 12 are there. So all I'm going to do is slip stitch in the first single crochet. Don't worry about the back loop, front loop, you're just going to slip stitch normally. And that will be to join round 2 together. There you are. So you should have this circle going. Now we're going to change it into a square with the third round, and we're going to do that by creating half double crochets. Don't worry about the back loop, front loop, we're done with that. This is just going to be a regular half double crochet. To get started, we'll chain 2, and then to half double crochet you yarn over, then you insert your hook into the stitch, and I'm inserting it into the same stitch where I joined my yarn. You yarn over, pull up a loop, oops, there we go. So there's 3 loops on your hook, and then you yarn over and pull that yarn over through all 3 loops. That is a half double crochet. So we're going to half double crochet in the next stitch, and then when we get to the next stitch we're going to half double crochet twice. So I'm just going to half double crochet, insert my hook into that same stitch, see that hole there? I'm just going to insert it right in there, half double crochet, and then I'm going to chain 2. This is going to be the corner of our square. Then I'm going to half double crochet in the next stitch twice. See, that kind of creates our corner. Going to half double crochet in the next stitch just one time. Okay, so it should look like that. And then in the next stitch I'm going to half double crochet twice. In essence, you should have 5 half double crochets on each side of the square. To finish the corner, I am just going to chain 2, half double crochet twice into the next stitch, half double crochet once into the next stitch, and half double crochet twice in the next stitch. Chain 2 for my final corner, and complete the last side of our square. Alright, so I'm going to do is chain 2 and slip stitch in the top of our beginning chain 2 of the first side, and then that will end our little granny square here. There we go. So all I have left to do is fasten off. Now the instructions say to leave a long tail for sewing, but I'm actually going to weave in all my ends and sew them all together with one strand of yarn. So, but that is our square. Now in row 2 where we left these front loops, that is where we're going to put the flower, and I'm actually going to change my yarn color. So I'm just going to move the white out of the way, and then I'm going to take this light blue. Again, you guys can use whatever color you want, and what I'm going to do is a slip knot, And then in my square, this is where I am going to, and then you can choose whatever stitch you want, but I'm actually going to start in this one right here. All I'm doing is inserting my hook through that front loop. And then I'm just going to attach my yarn with a slip stitch. So I'm just pulling it through all the loops on my hook, like so. To make a petal of the flower, you chain 5. And what you're going to do is come back down to your work. This is where I slip stitched in the first stitch. I'm just going to go right here into the next stitch. And slip stitch there. So yarn over, pull through all the loops. Like so. And then that is one petal of your flower. So we're going to repeat that again. We're going to chain 5. I have to get some more yarn pulled out. There we go. Come down to my project. You can see where I went through this stitch, so I'm just going to go right into this next stitch. Like so. So we're going to make 6 petals. By just continuing around. And my stitch is a little bit tight, but it's a very easy, simple flower, and we can attach it right on without the need to sew, which is even better. Now, I can tell you that when I did the white on white, I did not cut my yarn and redo this. I actually did this row second and then did my single crochets behind it. When you become advanced, you can kind of modify your pattern to suit your needs and just how comfortable you are crocheting also helps you in designing patterns. And I never thought I'd be able to figure stuff out like that when I first started crocheting. But the more you practice, the better you get. The more you understand the stitches and the foundations and the functions of it. And so you can create your own shortcuts. You can create your own patterns from scratch. Just all takes practice. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that was my 6th one. Wondered about that. Okay, so for the last petal, you're just going to go right back into that same stitch down here and join like so. So you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals, and then all you have to do is take your yarn, cut, and then to fasten off you just yarn over and pull the tail through the loop. And that is what your block should look like. So that's actually kind of pretty too, having the white and then having the blue flower. Now in the written instructions, I think they make the center yellow, they make this a color, and they make the outside 2 rows here another color. So it's kind of like 3 colors in a block. But like I said, you could do whatever you want. This is my all white version, and what you do is you take and you sew them together. So I've already started. What I'm doing is I'm actually sewing them diagonally. That's just how I like to do it. So I would go put one here, and one here, and I just sew 3 in a zigzag, and then I just go and start on the next and go a diagonal. You could sew all these in a long strip of 12 and then sew the 3 rows together, you'll have a total of 36 of these, so it's going to be a 3 by 12 block that you're making. But it's however you feel comfortable. Once this is all sewn together, then we can start crocheting the bodice of the dress. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.